Many years ago, I think it was about 30 years ago, I spoke at a Kiruv event, and I told a story about two people. Let's call them Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbi Yosef. And Yaakov calls his friend Yosef, and he says, I hear you're planning a trip to Eretz Yisrael. I have a son in Israel who is struggling, and he's not doing well. And if you're going to Israel, please give him a call, see how he's doing, give him some kind words of chizuk, of encouragement, and please, when you get back, report to me. And take $2,000 just as a token of thank you and appreciation. 2 or 3 weeks transpire. Yaakov hears nothing from Yosef. He gives him a call again, and he asks, how's my son doing? And Yosef stutters and apologizes, and he says, I really apologize, but I forgot. And I did not see him. You can imagine how deeply hurt Yaakov is. We're friends for many years. I told you my son is struggling, and all I asked for is look after him. I even gave you $2,000 saying thank you. And you forgot. That's the story of our generation. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has children that are struggling. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks each and every one of us, please look after my children. How are they doing? Reach out. And I'm giving you so much blessing. Please look after my kid. And many of us, maybe most of us, just say, I forgot. I was too busy. I did other things. So Baruch Hashem, in our generation, many people did not forget. And as Rabbi Schiller said, going back a few decades, very few people listened to that call. And those were the giants of the Kiruv world, the pioneers. And we are here today thanks to their inspiration, their courage, and their vision. I am the son of a Holocaust survivor. My father, with his entire family, arrived in Auschwitz the first day Shavuos, 1944. That same day, he lost his grandparents, father and mother, 5 out of 8 siblings, and the last words he heard from his father when they were separated. Most of the family sent right to the gas chambers. He and 2 younger brothers sent left to life. And the last words he heard from his father were, Moshe, kiktachim avdana bridalach. Look after your brothers. And my father took that plea as not only look after you, your 2 younger brothers, Hershey and Hilu, but he took that plea as look after your brethren. And my father dedicated his life to Klal Yisrael. And that was the call, that was the vision of those giants of Kiruv that went against the tide and it was a totally new endeavor. In our generation, we have more Balei Tshuva in 1 month than European Jewry had in 100 years. In 100 years. For many, many generations, there was always no Kiruv endeavor. Nobody came to us. And this is the call of our generation, of our time. Our kinderlach, our brothers are out there lost, waiting for someone to reach out, to give them a helping hand. And that is our call. And when I walked into this base medrash just a few minutes ago, I was moved to tears, and I still have tears in my eyes just by the sight and by the voices. For a moment, if I would close my eyes, I would think I'm in heaven or in BMG in Lakewood or in Panovich, seeing such a huge crowd of boys and just closing my eyes, not looking at the colors, because the colors are somewhat different, but the voices are the same. And it's the same title. And I was really genuinely moved. And for me, it's such a schus just to be a little part of this endeavor. So many in the Frum community don't really understand and appreciate what it means to be a Baal Tshuva. Because we were born into Yiddishkeit. We had Yiddishkeit thrust upon us. So many of us don't really understand what it means to make this choice. And so many of the young boys sitting here in this room right now made a choice and paid a price. Many of us don't understand what it means to leave a world behind. And in a way, to leave family relationships behind. And I hope that each and every one of you has a supportive family and appreciate a family, but I know that not always is that the reality. So many people that were born into Yiddishkeit don't really know and appreciate and understand what it means to be a Baal Tshuva and what Mesiras Nefesh it requires and how difficult it is. And after you make those first few steps, how many doubts you have, and how many times the Yetzer Hara calls back to you and says, turn around, come back here where you were, and you persevere, and you're steadfast in your direction, and that is so admirable, and it is to be appreciated. In Yiddishkeit, doesn't matter how big you are. It matters, are you becoming bigger? And this is a saying that sounds better in Lashon Kodesh and Ivrit than in English. Lo chashuv kama ata gadol, chashuv kama ata gadel. So Chazal teach us that the Jewish people are like the moon. Yisrael nimshelu liyareach. And the other nations get the sun. And that doesn't seem to be fair, because the sun is far greater and bigger and huger than the moon. So why are they like the sun and we're like the moon? The sun is huge, but it didn't grow with 1 millimeter since creation. You're big. So what? That was the way you were born. The moon teaches us about growth and about struggle. Every month, he is reduced to nothing. He's gone. And every month, he's back. And he grows from day to day. And we look for the moon at Kiddush Levana, and we see him growing bigger by the day. That is our story. That is our challenge. Doesn't really matter how big you are. Are you getting bigger? Are you growing? Are you coming closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Rav Dessler, one of the Mussar giants of our time, spoke about Sulam HaBechira, the scale of Bechira, of free will. So I once heard a story about a mountain climber who started off at sea level, and with all his greed, all his gear, and he's climbing and climbing up to 500 feet, 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet. He's up to 3,200 feet, and he reaches that plateau, and he sees little kids scrambling about up there, and he asks them, "How did you get here? You know, I've been making such an effort with all my modern gear. How did you get up here?" And they looked at him astonished, and they said, "This is where we were born." So many of us were born at 3,200 meters, but it's where we're stuck. It is those that made an effort to get there. They are the ones that HaKadosh Baruch Hu really appreciates. So there's a scale of Bechira. And let's say it's like the Richter scale from 1 to 10. Most frum people were born, let's say, at 4, 4.5 on that scale. That's the chinuch you got as a kid. That's where you are for the last 30 years. Some of you were born at sea level, maybe 0.5 or 1.2, and you struggled, and you work, and you grow. So maybe you're not well versed, you're not such a great London. Then your cousin that went to Cheder and went to Yeshiva Ktana, but you made it from 0 to 5, and he was born at 5, and that's where he's stuck. So feel proud of yourself, feel proud of the choices you made, and continue to grow. Because what's important in Yiddishkeit is growth. And it doesn't matter how big you are. Are you growing? Are you coming closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? That is what really makes the difference. So I'm here tonight just to give you some chizuk and appreciation. We appreciate your sacrifice. We know what it takes. And my bracha to all of you, just keep up. Keep up on this journey, coming every day closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every day to the world of your forefathers, coming closer every day to our roots and where HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to be. And my humble bracha to all my friends sitting up here who dedicate days and nights to this magnificent effort and endeavor of Kiruv. Takes a toil on you as well. And many of us also feel the sacrifice. We could be teaching Torah in another yeshiva and maybe learning more, but there's no greater schus than helping youngsters like you to find the light and to dedicate their lives to Torah and to mitzvahs. So it means so much to me, and it means so much to us. And one additional feeling I had walking into this room and seeing the psifas and all of you coming together. It would be so natural to have you fight each other and compete with each other. And competition is a blessing as well, as long as it is kinas sarfrim, working together, ba'avo, ba'achvo, and seeing all these magnificent institutions, or Somayach, Eishat Torah, Mechon Shlomo, Mechon Yankov, Chappelle's, and I know all of you for many years, and my dear friend Reb Shlomo, carrying on the legacy of his great father, of Reb Muta. So I bracha to all of you. There's a Sefer Minchas Avraham. He was a disciple, a Talmud of the Chassam Sofer. And in the introduction to his Sefer, he says, my great Rebbe once complained to me, I'm so busy with my kehillah and my yeshiva, I don't have enough time for my own children. My son Shimon, I don't even know what he's learning. Reb Shimon Sofer was the younger son of the Chassam Sofer, and ultimately he was to be one of the Gedolei Yisrael. And the Chassam Sofer complained to his Talmud, I don't even know what he's learning. I'm so overwhelmed with my yeshiva and my kehillah. And the Minchas of Rome writes, it occurred to me on the spur of the moment to say a pshat and a posuk in Tehillim. Kol hayom chonen umalve v'zaroi livrocha. So I told my Rebbe, I have a new pshat in this posuk. Those people that give away their days and nights for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for chinuch, for bringing the Kodesh Baruch Hu's children as kinderlich back home. Kol hayom chonen umalve, mi shechonen umalve et hayamim shelo, he has a blessing, v'zaroi levrocha. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to him, you care for my kinderlich, I will take care of yours. So my bracha to all of you, sitting up here on my right and on my left, you're dedicating so much time and effort and resources for HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kinderlich. So my bracha, and I really hope HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take care of yours, and you shall have so much nachas from your own, from your families, from your kinderlich, and from your talmidim. So thank you for having me here tonight. And my bracha to all of you. You should grow and prosper and be real b'nei Torah.